Hello everybody, welcome to the Redmen TV. My name is Ben Kelly. This is the Liverpool Development Watch. My job is to bring you updates on the loanees and youth sides associated with Liverpool Football Club, and let's just get right into it. We're going to start up in Scotland with Steven Gerrard. His Rangers side gave St Johnstone a 5-1 hammering at Ibrox on Sunday afternoon. Neither of our loanees managed to bag a goal, but Ryan Kent started and Ovi Ajari was subbed on for the majority of the second half, and that win came after a hard-fought 2-2 draw away in Villarreal on Thursday in the Europa League. They were behind inside a minute but managed to recover and equalise. They were 2-1 down with about 20 minutes to go until Kyle Lafferty popped up with an equaliser, and they remain unbeaten in Europe this season, which is an absolutely fantastic achievement given that they've come through all the qualifying rounds. This was the first group game and they're still unbeaten. It's an absolutely fantastic achievement for Steven Gerrard and his team. Elsewhere in Scotland, Adam Bogdan kept a clean sheet for Hibs as they beat Dundee 3-0 away from home. He's hit some really good form up there and they're actually playing really well as a team as well. They've had a great start to the season. They sit third in the Scottish Premiership, 5 points behind the leaders Hearts, but they're actually ahead of Brendan Rodgers' Celtic, which is a really good achievement at this point. I think it'll be really interesting to see if they can remain ahead of them for the majority of the season. I have a sneaky feeling that Celtic will probably catch them and probably catch Hearts as well. Back down to England then, and Harry Wilson got his first goal for Derby County as they beat high-flying Brentford 3-1 at home. They were actually 1-0 down very early in that game and managed to turn it round in the first half. He's been on the way back from an injury over the last few weeks, so it's good to see him finally getting amongst the goals at Derby. I've said it all along that I don't think Derby was the ideal loan move for him, but he seems to be getting on with it and getting into the side, and again, getting a goal will be a good confidence boost for him. And as far as the team goes, well, they now sit in the playoff places, so it's been a pretty good start for Frank Lampard's managerial career. It's not going so well, however, for Ben Woodburn. Despite Sheffield United also being in the playoff places, Woodburn is struggling to get a game in a team which really should be the main man, and if he wants to push on and be a starter for Liverpool at some point in the future. He's starting basically every game on the bench, and in some of those games he's not even getting on the pitch at all, so it's really worrying signs for Ben Woodburn's future at Sheffield United, that loan spell. It's not even like Liverpool have the option of recalling him. He's got to be there for the full season, so hopefully he picks up his form a little bit, he gets into the side a little bit more, and hopefully we'll see a bit more of Ben Woodburn as the season goes on. Loris Karius put another good performance in for Besiktas as they grabbed a 3-1 Europa League win over Sarpsborg. The interesting Karius news this week, though, have been the comments that he's made about leaving Liverpool over the summer on that loan move. He's also talked about the Champions League final as well. Some really interesting stuff. He mentions that Oliver Kahn made a huge mistake for Germany in the 2002 World Cup final and came back stronger, and he wants to do the same. He wants to emulate that career that Oliver Kahn had, and fair enough to him, he wants to shoot and have that high ambition, then hopefully that's the sort of thing he wants to do. Obviously, he's a German goalkeeper. He wants to be called up to the national side in the future, and hopefully he'll get the opportunity to do that if he continues playing well at Besiktas. As I said before, he also talked about the Champions League final, and he mentioned that he had no idea if Sergio Ramos elbowed in the head on purpose or not. The most interesting part, however, was how he said that he didn't run away from Liverpool getting the loan move because of his mistakes, but he rather got the loan to move and get some playing time and build up the confidence. Obviously, we signed Alisson over the summer before he made the loan move, and I'm wondering whether his decision to take that loan move to Besiktas was as a direct result of Alisson being signed by Jurgen Klopp. He also talked about his relationship with the manager, saying, "I have no problem with Jurgen Klopp. In fact, we have a great relationship. He transferred me from Mainz. He never blamed me. The pressure got so big at some points from the media and the public that Liverpool had to react, which was not good for my situation, but that happens in football. Nobody told me to leave Liverpool. I didn't run away from Liverpool. I'm at an age where I need to play regularly. After Alisson Becken's transfer, I decided to move to Istanbul and join Besiktas," and there he is confirming probably exactly what everybody thought at the time. Becker came in, he was never ever not going to play for Liverpool after a £65 million transfer, so obviously Karius was then looking to play more regularly. And now we will move on to the youth side, and it was a tough week for the under-23s as they suffered a really heavy defeat away at Arsenal. It was a 4-0 loss. A good side was played, including the likes of Adam Lewis, Bobby Adekanye, Matty Virtue, and even Lazar Markovic started for Neil Critchley. But after conceding 2 goals in quick succession in the first half, there was a bit of a resurgence in the second before Arsenal shut that down and continued to dominate the scoring. The last goal was scored in injury time just to round off a dreadful evening on Friday night for Liverpool's young players. On the bright side, the under-18s won a thriller away at Blackburn Rovers as Fidel O'Rourke scored a stoppage time winner to make it 4-3. Paul Glatzel and Bobby Duncan both continued their great starts to the season by bagging a goal each, and Liverpool led for the majority of the game, and to be honest, they dominated the majority of the game, but Blackburn had their chances and they took them, and a relatively late equaliser appeared to have given the host the point, but there was that man O'Rourke in stoppage time, 93rd minute, to get a win. It sounds a lot like a certain PSG game for the first team in the week. The under-18s, or rather the under-19s, also played PSG in the UEFA Youth League in St Helens on Tuesday, and they cruised to a 5-2 win over the French side. There were goals for Rafa Camacho, Bobby Adekanye, and my personal highlight was Curtis Jones scoring and doing the Kylian Mbappe celebration in front of the small gathering of PSG fans who'd made the trip for the game ahead of the game at Anfield in the evening. That was absolutely fantastic. They lost their nut. It was unbelievable. So a really good week for the under-18s, and that is everything, ladies and gentlemen, for this week's Liverpool Development Watch. Thank you very much for watching. As always, do all the usual stuff, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, follow me on Twitter at bkelly776, and I will see you next week for more Development Watch, more updates on the loanees and youth sides. I've been Ben Kelly. Goodbye.